Before Karl Marx, brilliant thinkers like Adam Smith and David Ricardo laid the foundations for understanding how wealth was created and distributed. Their ideas became known as classical political economy. It is fascinating to explore how Marx, a pivotal figure in economic thought, viewed their groundbreaking contributions. Karl Marx rigorously critiqued classical political economy, especially the theories of Adam Smith and David Ricardo. He saw their work as describing capitalism's surface phenomena rather than its underlying exploitative mechanisms. His analysis aimed to reveal the social relations that shaped economic processes. Marx's critique began with his radical reinterpretation of the labor theory of value, a concept he actually adopted from classical economists themselves. While they recognized labor as a source of value, Marx transformed this idea into the cornerstone of his theory of surplus value. He argued that the value of a commodity is determined by the socially necessary labor time required for its production. However, workers are paid only a subsistence wage, not the full value their labor creates. The difference, the surplus value, is then appropriated by the capitalist as profit, which Marx viewed as the essence of exploitation. Classical economists, he believed, often presented profit and capital accumulation as natural outcomes of market exchange, rather than as products of specific social relations and power imbalances. Marx contended that classical theory inadvertently justified the existing capitalist system by failing to critically examine its historical and social origins. To understand Marx's analytical method, it is crucial to recognize how he embedded economic categories within a historical and social context. He did not see concepts like value, money, or capital as timeless or natural. Instead, he analyzed them as products of specific modes of production, particularly capitalism. Therefore, when studying Marx's critique, focus on how he unearths the social relations of production hidden beneath the seemingly objective economic categories. Pay close attention to his distinction between labor and labor power, as this difference is central to his theory of exploitation and the generation of surplus value. One insightful detail is that Marx did not simply dismiss classical political economy. He spent years meticulously engaging with the works of Adam Smith, including his seminal book Wealth of Nations, and David Ricardo, with his principles of political economy and taxation, dissecting their arguments chapter by chapter. He acknowledged their immense contributions to economic science while simultaneously exposing what he considered their ideological limitations and internal contradictions. In fact, it was largely Marx who formalized the term classical political economy to define the school of thought he was critiquing. He respected their analytical power but found their conclusions incomplete because they did not fully account for historical change or class dynamics. By dissecting the foundational ideas of classical political economy, Marx provided a revolutionary framework to understand capitalism's inherent contradictions and the historical forces driving societal change. His work clarified how economic systems are deeply intertwined with social structures, offering a profound lens through which to analyze the social underpinnings of all economic activity. This allows for a deeper comprehension of how wealth is not just produced, but also who benefits and at whose expense.